Hello everyone, my name is Caleb and welcome to the Unfiltered podcast. In this series, I'll be sitting down with some of the most inspiring young leaders. I'll be interviewing the behind the scenes of these successful advisors. If you're someone who's curious to understand what goes behind the scenes for these successful advisors, or if you're someone looking for a potential career switch, this series is for you. Let's dive in. Hi everyone, today I have a privilege to invite a dear friend, Jovan. He is an Associate Director at the age of 25, and today he's leading a team of more than 30 advisors. Yeah, so of course he had many accolades over his career, and one of which, the most prominent one, is collecting the highest single premium in the company, right, with more than $1 million in a single case. Okay, Jovan, I think the audience is interested to understand what goes behind the scenes before you join as an advisor. You know, I heard that last time you excelled in arts and you moved into sports. Can you share with us a little bit more on that?
Thanks for having me here, Caleb. So a bit about myself, my origin story. So actually I started playing the drums at 7 years old. So I was really quite passionate about that. In fact, in secondary school I was supposed to go to School of the Arts. But unfortunately, my parents weren't very supportive. I feel Singapore don't have
the arts scene not very developed.
Yeah. Plus it's private school. It's like 6 years of private school, and like we couldn't really afford it. So I went to Outram Secondary, and over there, our niche CCA is actually rock climbing. So actually they made all of us go for tryouts. So every cohort they have 2 routes. So everyone was just going to try, right? And I remember I was terrible at it. I was really, really bad. I couldn't even reach the top for like any of the 2 routes. But I actually fell in love with it while trying. So during that tryouts, right, I was like, I keep bugging the trainer. I was like, hey, I want to try again. Can I try again? Can I try again? Can I try again? But I was nowhere near reaching the top. I just keep going and falling.
So this one is like a trial before you get selected for...
Oh, yeah. Correct. So it's my school had 2 niche CCAs. Fun fact, it's actually the only government school with a swimming pool.
Okay.
So our PE actually we got swimming one.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So the 2 niche CCAs are climbing and water polo. So we had to try out for both. So I went for the tryouts, and then after a while they was like so annoyed with me. They said, okay, just come for training. Okay, you just come for training on this day and this day, okay, So you're done. Right. So I went, and in my whole batch, because most of them they were selected from the trial. So they can they have talent . So I was very bad, and actually every year, because we are a niche CCA, they give us a lot of budget. We got like 2 climbing walls in our school. So every year we go for this incentive trip overseas.
Oh, okay. To have fun
to have fun. And to climb also.
So
kind of like FA also.
Okay.
And then I remember that year, I obviously didn't make it to the incentive trip. So I was very, very like demoralized. I was thinking, like I really like climbing, but I'm so bad at it. And then there's, of course, every school there's concert band also, so I can always go back to music. So I was thinking, wow, should I just go back to doing something that I'm good at and not feel so bad about myself? And then I realized that, hey, actually, I have a choice here. Like, should I just run away, or am I going to push through and let this shape me? So I remember that year during the trip, if I'm not wrong, we usually go to Southeast Asia countries like Thailand. You know, there's a lot of like natural rock to climb there. So I think they were in Thailand having fun. Then I told my coach, can you train me, like while the rest are overseas? And he said, yeah, of course. So I asked him give me some like special attention. So it's during the school holidays, so I'll still go back to school with him one-on-one, just train. Then subsequently, I also find some time on my own, go outside, go and train also. And then things started picking up for me. I started winning like national championships. Started sweeping awards . And I made my international debut as a Singapore youth team climber at 15 years old. So we went to Indonesia. Yeah. So I feel like this origin story, I always fall back on. In fact, recently I went back to my secondary school to speak to the younger students. My school's motto is Labor Omnia Vincit. Is Latin for
Latin, okay.
Labor conquers all. Yeah. Then I never noticed it until I went back to school. Then I realized, oh, okay. Hey, I feel like this quote actually summarized my my journey back in school, which is that a lot of the people around me, they were so talented. They were way more talented than me. And but I only got to where I was by pure hard work. Yeah. Which at the end of the day, actually a lot of them, they are talented, right? They actually fall off along the way. Maybe because they're bored, because they're too good at it. I don't know. But it's just a testament to me that like talent doesn't win championships.
That's a very inspiring story. How long was that entire period? From the time you had your first try all the way to you were international athlete?
Oh, 4 years?
4
Sec
years.
1? Oh no.
All the way
15
lah.
I was Sec 3. So Sec 1, Sec 2, then Sec 3. Sec 3, then Sec 4, yeah.
Nice. So you had a really good period of time. I'm sure these 4 years taught you a lot.
Wow.
And you move into your next phase of life in poly. So what transpired in poly for yourself?
I mean, a large part of it, of course, is joining a student organization. So it's a lot about giving back to the school, and like we do like we were both in Ngee Poly, right? So Ngee Poly, we run like the school level events. So it's like very, very large. We have events that have more than 500 participants. So I really learned a lot from doing that.
SU, right?
Yeah.
SU FOP specifically and
FOC.
FOC, okay.
So it's like wow, the whole school, 500 people. So I think that really shaped like my, or in a sense tested my leadership capabilities. I mean, yeah, and then subsequently I actually went to Dubai for my internship.
That's an uncommon place to go.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was the first batch to go. In fact, and I think because I studied biomedical engineering.
Yeah.
In my whole cohort, only 2 of us were selected to go there lah. Yeah. And then another 2 went to Germany.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how was the time then in Dubai?
Wow. When people ask me, it's Dubai. It sounds so luxurious and all those, right? But I feel like from there I realized actually going to a country as a tourist and going there to work or to study is like 2 different things. And being in Dubai, it kind of felt like a more extreme Singapore.
More extreme in what sense?
I would say the pace of life.
Oh, it's faster.
Is like faster or just as fast. Pace of life, and like a lot of things they do it to the extreme. I mean, you can take Burj Khalifa as an example, right?
Yeah.
They're just I can't really put it into words lah. Yeah.
Okay. And if you had one most memorable experience in Dubai, what would that be?
Oh wow. Okay, to be honest, when I was there, I was working my ass off there.
Okay.
I felt like I never worked so hard in my life.
What were you doing there actually? Exactly?
Right. So I worked in international hospital. So what I did for them more or less is quality control, something like audit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were preparing for an international certification of the hospital lah. Yeah. So it's like a golden chalk to show that we can serve. We have the highest quality of service here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because of that, they are doing a lot of internal audits to prepare for this external audit. Yeah. So that's like the hours I was working was like maybe 8 a.m. to sometimes 3 a.m. Yeah. On weekends I go back as well, but I feel like I never had the courage to complain.
Because you're in a privileged position really lah, compared to your peers.
Yeah, for sure. But also mainly because of 2 reasons. Number 1 was because I felt like my supervisor was working way harder than me. Yeah, so I feel like even if I want to complain, I don't deserve to complain lah. Yeah. And like So long as I feel like I'm doing something to make her life easier, right, then it's worth it. Secondly is, I don't know if, you went overseas to work before, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you felt this, but I felt like being overseas as a Singaporean, people have this expectation or maybe stereotype about how Singaporeans are generally very hardworking, very smart, and very effective.
Yes, for some reason.
For some reason, right? And then there's so much. I don't know if you felt it also, but I felt pressure lah to live up to that expectation. That like, hey, we hired 2 Singaporeans.
They must really be good.
Yeah, are we like, are
fully
we
maximizing
them? I don't know if they purposely want, but around us they say, hey, don't play okay. These 2 is Singaporean, then we just feel like, wow, shit. Yeah, so I was working very hard, and then something unfortunate really happened to me.
What's that?
So one day I went back to my apartment, and then I saw my door not closed.
Ajar or like wide open?
Okay. It wasn't wide open, it was just like that only.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you found it weird at that point in time?
Yeah, I found it very weird because I knew that I'm very careful overseas, especially when I'm alone by myself. So in my apartment, right, I hid 2 envelopes of cash. Okay, last time student, okay, student cannot be every time I need money that I withdraw. Then I no card also ma.
So you withdraw a whole lump sum and bring there.
Correct. Or I went there and then because I withdraw is single charge ma, so I withdraw one shot and then I keep in different envelopes.
That's what I did also.
So I hid 2 envelopes in my apartment. Right? Both gone. Both.
Do you hide it like really well?
I felt like I hid it really well. I felt like I think one was like under a bag in a wardrobe.
Okay.
The other one, I think under the bed or something like that. Something like that. So this person, whoever who went into my apartment, really had the time to search everything.
Was it all messy when you go in?
It wasn't. It wasn't. So that's the reason why I felt like this is so weird.
Is there a chance that you invited someone before to your apartment?
And then they see, right?
Probably.
But even so, I wouldn't reveal where my secret stash is, ma.
Yeah, but normally people will just drag everything out and...
Right. I think, okay, a smart thief will go in and then leave everything the way it was. So that the longer it goes undetected,
the more
time they have to run.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think he didn't leave the door ajar on purpose. Yeah. He wanted me to come back and see like everything's good.
But he left that last step.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is the door. So okay. If I'm not wrong, the total sum is 5-digit one. Yeah.
Damn.
Probably my entire student life savings. Yeah. So when that happened, it was like midway through, and I was like pretty burnt out from working already. So I was very, very depressed. Like I never felt lost at this level before.
Especially when you're overseas alone.
Correct. I was so helpless. I did bring it up to the supervisor and all those, right? They brought me to the police station. They don't even speak English. So they had to bring a translator, and then the police report I had was in full Arabic. So I wanted to make a travel insurance claim. I buy a travel insurance. Right, I wanted to make the travel insurance claim, but I don't even know if what they write is like factual or not. Yeah. So I think there were some days where middle of the day I have to go to the handicap toilet, right? And I just break down because I feel like I have so much pressure on work, and then I have to answer to people at home also. And I just couldn't focus on what I'm doing. I keep thinking about this sum of money.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, it's not a small sum, at least not to me back then.
Back then.
Yeah. Then, so in that period of time, sometimes I will go to Kinokuniya. So fun fact, my apartment doesn't have Wi-Fi, and I didn't want to pay for it because, if I'm not wrong, it's like same as Singapore. You want to buy Wi-Fi, it's like 1 year or 2 year lease, but only there 6 months.
Yeah.
And anyway, I'm always in the office, so I just took it, and I didn't have Wi-Fi. So what got me through being there at night is working out and reading. So I'm always at Kinokuniya, all those, trying to look for books. So that period of time, this funny thing happened. I was reading this book called The Alchemist. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Right.
It's a small little book.
It's a small book, right? But it's so famous. And back then I didn't know it was famous. I just felt like, oh, that's an interesting name. So I picked it up. So as I was reading that book, the protagonist, which is a young boy, he also actually had all his treasures stolen. Yeah, just nice. And I remember in that book he said this phrase, which is, I can either think of myself as the poor victim of a thief or an adventurer looking for treasure. An adventurer looking for an adventure. Something like that. And then at the end he said, I'm an adventurer looking for an adventure. Yeah.
So you switched position, that mindset, that victor mindset versus that victim mindset.
Correct. I was young, and then I felt like that book was speaking to me. I couldn't really put my finger on it. But now on hindsight, I felt like there's no coincidence here. Yeah.
Happens for a reason.
Correct. And I felt like that book actually made me feel better. Like people around me, they don't understand ma.
Yeah.
You know, my supervisor, she just tell me like, just forget about the money.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
move on.
It's alright. You just need to move on. Forget about the money, that kind of thing. But I felt like she couldn't understand my student mindset.
Yeah, that in that position at that point in time when you're alone.
Correct.
Overseas.
And people around me, all those also, I don't feel connected. I don't feel safe enough also to share with them like, hey, I'm going through this. And I can't focus. So that book made me feel like no matter what the situation is, even if you are the victim, which I'm a victim of robbery, right?
Yeah.
So I'm clearly the victim. It made me realize that we still have a choice. Yeah, of like how we want to think of things and how we want to move forward. Yeah.
That's good. I think that experience enlightened you in many ways, not just the money, but also how we view this life and this world.
Correct.
What is the mindset that we can use to adopt?
Yeah.
Instead of thinking that, oh, it happened to us, why me? Why am I the most unlucky one? And what am I going to do now? And you use that to become a lesson for you. I think it's amazing.
Oh, that was so strong. That mindset was so strong. The why me, the like why does it happen? Why does it have to happen to me? That was so strong back then, and it was so real. Yeah, like it was this negative feedback look of like, wow. Or sometimes we fall into this type of difficult situations, and then we start to ask God also, like, wow, like why make this happen to me? Yeah, and I feel like it's also going through this also help us navigate other difficult situations moving forward, falling back on how we went through tough times.
I'm sure. So how did all these experiences and mindset lead you to your next phase of life in Army, OCS? That's where we met.
Right, perfect. Yeah. Wow, OCS. I felt like now looking back, it's almost like back to back, because after internship, come back, graduate, then go into Army already, right? Yeah. Wow. Sounds like a back to back tough period of time, but also realized that it's a choice. Yeah. So back in Army, I was never a military guy.
You don't look like one.
I never I had no exposure to that. I was never in NCC, all those. So I went in as a blank slate. Yeah. Even the commands, all those, I was lost. I was a lost child. So actually, I never expected to excel or even get to command school. Yeah. I felt like I was just a person that wanted to make sure my comrade, my left and my right, are doing okay. Yeah. So I remember someone said this before, but they were saying that OCS is a leadership course that can cost more than like $30,000, something like that.
I'm sure people can't even buy that outside.
Right. The experience.
Even if they wanted to. So was there a time that it was really impactful for you in OCS?
I think looking back, there were definitely pivotal moments in my service where I definitely felt like I was tested. Yeah, I'm sure you have also.
Yeah, and when was that for you?
Right. I think the biggest a few lah. There was a few situations now looking back.
What's the biggest, most impactful one?
Most impactful, right? So back in OCS we had cadet appointments, right?
Yeah.
So I think the biggest one, the biggest period of time where I felt the most tested was when I was given the highest appointment, which is
CWC, if I say
Cadet Wing
Commander.
CWC. Yeah. So basically you're taking care of the whole wing lah. It's 100 plus people. And whatever that goes wrong is your fault. Yeah. And anything and everything, which it will, right? So everything.
Many things happen, in OCS,
Yeah. So there was definitely a lot of sacrifice, and I felt like whatever impression I had of leadership in poly, it had to be tore down and built back up. Yeah. I feel like the military style of leadership is a bit different, and whatever values I had as a leader were tested, and I had to refine it along the way lah. A few moments. I think one was when, back then we were very into force prep, like prepping our stuff for outfield, right?
Yep.
So we were very prepared to get screwed by instructors, to the point where before the actual force prep with the instructors, right, we did a mock force prep. That means like cadet level lah. So the appointment holders will go and check lah, right? So I remember doing that mock force prep, right? And then I saw a lot of like people half-assing it. Cause I mean, 自己人嘛, cadet and cadet.
Give chance,
give
one
chance,
it's
bro,
okay.
please lah, So after a while, I was not happy lah. Yeah. So I gathered the wing. Then I told them off. I said to them, hey, discipline is something that comes from within, It's like, it's doing the right things when no one is watching.
Integrity.
Right? In fact, it's more important that you're doing it when no one is watching. If you're only doing it in front of the instructors, right? Then, like, what's the point? Right? And we're here already, we're here in command school. Whether you are going to give your best, it's up to you lah. It's your choice. So I think even years after that, I'll have my friends DM me, say, bro, like, I remember you said this and it really stuck to me. Yeah, and I never realized the impact of it. In fact, I almost forgot about it until they remember lah. Yeah.
Thinking back to my OCS time, it's just tiring, mentally draining, mentally tiring, especially the appointment holders.
Yeah.
So the fact that you not only gone through OCS as a normal cadet and took on certain appointments also made you feel that you're a different man. Like your quality is, like you're ready to take on all these challenges. And from all the past stories, Jovan mentioned about his rock climbing, all the way to his stint in Dubai, all the way to in OCS. People always ask me, what are some traits I look for in an advisor that can do well? Sometimes I tell them that it's not what they are at that point in time, but something that I always like to look back is their experiences. And I think at every phase of like secondary school, next one is poly, and all the way to OCS, it's back to back, and you display a lot of self-leadership. Yeah, because in secondary school, you almost quote-unquote couldn't make it, yet you overcame that. Went to internship, many things happened, you overcame that. And OCS, you took this leap, right, to have this appointment and also executed through. So with all this, I'm not surprised you have the results that you have today in FA. So can you share with the audience what inspired you to join this career, despite having many options, I'm sure?
Oh, that's funny that you ask, because as a person that recruited me, right?
I mean, I want to understand from your perspective.
Yeah, right. what inspired me to join this career? Okay, for some context, I mean, for the audience, of course, I said yes to him in, I think, the last few days before ORD.
Yeah, so before ORD, we were locked down.
Oh, yes. We were in
We
COVID
had
lockdown.
COVID lockdown, so we were all in camp for, I think, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, we were stuck.
So back then, I was already exploring this career and I was sharing with Jovan, hey, why not you attend some trainings, and it was online. I remember we were hiding under the table.
The office table, right?
Under the
Cannot
office
use-
table, yeah.
Cannot
So-
use electronics so
Yeah.
much.
So under the office table, we were looking at the trainings. Okay, yeah. So that's the context for the audience.
Right. Yeah, so I said yes to you then. I felt like it was right moment, right time, and right person. Yeah, because back then, I think right before ORD, I think you knew my mental state. I felt I was in a quarter life crisis.
Many crises.
Super,
many things
crisis.
happen in your life.
And
Yeah. Anyways, Jovan is my bunkmate.
oh yeah,
Yeah, so we slept together. I mean, different beds every night, and we would talk about our life every time we book in.
countless heart-to-heart talks and banter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good times. So I remember back then, like going through my quarter life crisis. It's mainly because I felt like I don't know what's the way forward. I don't know
What's
like,
next lah.
yeah, what's next for me. I didn't have a uni placing yet, and even with that uni placing, right, I don't know how am I going to make things work for me, you know. So I went around, talking to people. Hey, where you going? NUS business. I going NTU NBS. I going SMU Com Science. Everyone felt like they knew
Yeah.
where they were going and what they're gonna do afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't have that answer for myself. And I think one of the main reasons why also is financially lah. Yeah. So back at home, we are not the most well off. And back then, and even still now, I mean, I feel like it's definitely one of the top priorities in my life. Making sure the people around me are well taken care of. Not just now, but in the near future. Right? And I just felt like, for some reason, something in me was telling me that if you go the Singaporean dream way,
Traditional route.
traditional, go uni, come out, BTO, get a 9 to 5. I don't think it's gonna work out. Like, and even if it does, right, I think I might actually be miserable. I mean, back in falling back on internship, right, going through that 9 to 5, there were definitely moments where I asked myself, is this what's waiting for me? Like, after all these years of education.
Yeah, I exactly had that realization. So some of my friends asked me why I decided FA when I was year 1 in NTU. So I told them that it was also because of my short internship in Hong Kong and in Japan that I asked myself, do I really want to be confined in a corporate structure such that your promotion and your progression is based on, okay, every 1 year, every 2 years, or you must wait for the person to leave that role before you can come into that role. Yeah, so I think that was what I thought as well.
Right. Yeah, it was so almost like crazy or surreal that like as a 17, 18-year-old, I had thoughts like this, in terms of like, wow, is this what's next? Is this the next phase of life? And this next phase of life is like next 30, 40 years, Yeah. And I told myself, this is what's waiting for me, right? I don't want to live this kind of life, So I was in that headspace, and then of course you discovered Wilfred, and then all of that, right? When you were speaking to me about it, right? Of course, my first thought was like, are you crazy? I remember like one day you came back and then like you were talking about it and all those stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, you're going crazy.
Yeah.
But slowly, I felt like the idea seeded in me, and it felt like things fell into place. I think I didn't even have that clarity to pinpoint what I was looking for in a career. But I knew for a fact I didn't want this, which is I didn't want the traditional route.
So that the push factor was already strong.
Correct.
Just that you didn't know what's next for you, and just nice the opportunity came.
Right. Like I couldn't even verbalize, what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just knowing that, when you invited me down and then okay lah, honestly you told me that Wilfred wanted to meet me. And then I was like, oh my gosh. This guy, 26-year-old director, someone that has already succeeded, and someone that is like about our age. I was like, of course I'll meet him. It's like a meeting that I cannot say no to. Yeah. And after I met him, I think, and also a couple of them, I realized that hey, this could work. Which is I can go to school, I can work this job. If things work out, I can stay forever. And stay with the people that matter to me. Yeah.
You know, when I speak to a lot of candidates, one of the objections that they always give is there are many challenges when it comes to financial advisory. For example, lack of stability, stigma, whether this career is sustainable. I'm sure you have some of these thoughts as you considered this as a career. How did you overcome them, and what was that biggest challenge that was in your mind?
Right. I mean, I can't deny that going in, I definitely had these thoughts, right? Especially a person that is a bit more on the introverted side. I feel like one of the top conversations I had with myself is, I don't think I can be a salesman.
Yeah.
You know, overcoming that, right? I feel like I tend to fall back a lot on my past experience, and I felt like in many moments like this, right, I was always presented a choice. You know, in terms of am I presented this problem to push through and overcome it, or is this a sign for me to back down or to run away from it?
So likewise, like the victor and the victim.
Correct.
It was almost like that.
Yes. So when I go down to fundamental truths, so like this thing about first principles, right? Okay, who is telling me that I cannot? Who is telling me that because of this stigma I might not succeed? Because of this what do you put? Yeah, like they say the career is very
saturated, not sustainable, not stable,
correct.
lot of stigma.
Yeah, so these four main things, who are saying these things? I realized that actually it's me telling myself. And am I the kind of person that will just fall for the illusion? Or can I create my own life? Can I create my own truth and my own decide to overcome it?
You create your own future instead of living in what other people say, which you don't even know who are these people.
Yeah.
Right,
Correct.
you just hearsay.
And I feel like going down to the fundamental truths, right? Suddenly these four factors will disappear. Saturation, right? Stigma, stability, because you're falling back on your core, ma.
Yeah.
Right? So if your core is strong, then these are just things to overcome for you, lah. It's like the perspective that you view these difficulties. In fact, people always talk about how strengths can be weaknesses. I feel like weaknesses can be strengths. Weaknesses, quote unquote. Right? Stigma. I mean, is that really a weakness? If you think about it, like many of us say before, if a career was so good, if everyone was top tier, right, there wouldn't even be an opportunity for a person like me to join really. I came from an engineering background. I didn't have any financial background. I wasn't competent in investments, or I wasn't knowledgeable at all. I wouldn't stand a chance at all.
Yeah.
This wouldn't even have been an option for me.
Yeah, it's like sometimes I say, if this industry doesn't have stigma, when everybody is serving their clients well, then for you to look for clients, they'll tell you, hey Jovan, happy that you joined, but I got a very good FA servicing me. I hope you do well.
Yeah.
Then you realize that in order to get clients is 3 times, 5 times tougher. But today when somebody say, hey, don't sell me insurance, don't talk to me, I ask the person, is there a likelihood this person has someone good that's servicing him or her, or probably not? A lot of times this stigma creates that opportunity because people have poor experiences, whether is it themselves personally or even from their family. Right? Then therefore they have created that. And my role is always to be asking myself, can I put myself in a good position to at least let this person understand what I'm trying to do for him or her? Then they make that most informed decision on whether they would like to work with me. Yeah, which I think is exactly what you shared about in terms of how to get over that.
Yeah, I feel like it's very real. It's very real, very true. And you were talking about probability, right?
Yeah.
Probability is confirmed no lah.
So in this years as an advisor, is there a point in time where you had a huge impact, whether is it a client story, whether is it an advisor story? Maybe you can share with us.
I mean, personally, in my 5 years of being here, right, there's definitely one story that stood out lah. Yeah. Back then, I think in my first or second year, I was a young fresh advisor, and I was going my rounds, meeting my clients, going down to their house, meeting their family, and trying to do a service for them, which is to consolidate their policies, to make sure that they not only are aware of what they have in terms of coverage wise, they are also aware of where their money is going to. Right? So I was doing that.
Yep.
So I went to this particular family, and I remember that it was first time meeting them. I remember that I was building rapport, and then I asked whether I can do this service for them. And then this uncle told me, young man, don't need. We have it all sorted out. Yeah. So at that point of time, I felt like I had a choice again lah.
Yeah.
I was presented a choice. Should I continue to try to ask him for this favor, or should I just back down? And back then I chose to back down, because I felt like, okay, maybe this is the first time meeting them, maybe they don't trust me enough yet. So this could just be a sign that I need to build up their trust first.
Yep.
Plus I'm young, I'm inexperienced. They probably have multiple competent bankers and agents serving them. So I backed down. About 2 weeks later, I went down to pass them Mother's Day gifts.
Yep.
Yeah. Subsequently, after that, actually that was the last time I saw him healthy. Yeah. In summary, he went through a lot of health issues, and for the bulk of it all, he was in a comatose state. Yeah. So the family actually went into panic lah, because as he's the head of household, breadwinner, and because they didn't have that consolidation of the policies, they were completely lost in terms of like what he was being covered for, right? And I remember my client telling me like, can you please, like, could you please calm down, right? Because my mom, she is like, she's raging on the phone right now, because none of the agents are willing to help. The agents that have already earned a commission from him, didn't even want to disclose like any of his policy details. So I went down, and it was like, wow, one of the longest appointments in my life. I went through pen and paper, files and files of policies. Found out that he had 13 policies, but no hospital plan. Yeah. So when this happened, I was very angry, you know. I was very angry, like if he had like 4 to 5 agents and bankers, you know. None of them thought to pitch him a hospital plan, or even check whether he has like a shield plan.
Like basic coverage.
You know, like it's subsidized by the government for a reason, and none of them did that. And because of his lack of hospital plan, right? Okay, 2 things: lack of hospital plan. Number 2 is he didn't have an LPA done up. Yeah, so LPA will be executed on stroke dementia coma, right? So with the lack of LPA, most of his assets were frozen. They had cars, businesses, investments, cash, everything, right? Even the insurance policies, those with cash value one, like, cause 6-digit one, cannot even, cause it's not counted a claim, not claim, right? But can surrender to take out money, right? But cannot.
Yeah,
because need client's authorization, right?
Correct.
So all assets were frozen, but there was one thing still running: the medical bill.
How long did he stay in the hospital for the whole period of time?
It was 6 months.
6 months.
3 months in ICU, 3 months normal ward. Yeah, Glen Eagles, if I'm not wrong.
Okay. So how much was the bill?
1.6 million. Yeah. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen a bill that large in my life. And whatever the status of wealth they were in, this was 1.6 million that could have been saved. Yeah. So a lot of times, at night, I will think to myself, could I have done something? You know, what if I didn't back down then? What if I just asked him one extra question? Could things have been different? Yeah. And moving forward, I felt like, of course, now I have a wonderful relationship with them, and they're one of my most valued clients. Spend a lot of time with them, and through this difficult time, of course, we grew closer. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, when I'm doing my work, I'll think of them, and I'll say, just like, just happened you crossed my mind today. How are you doing? Yeah. Because like I can't imagine someone going through that.
Yeah.
You know, it's so difficult, and I just wanted to give them my best. Yeah.
I think financials aside, that whole emotional roller coaster throughout that 6 months must have been a lot for the family.
For sure, yeah. I mean, I think that was definitely the most difficult part. Yeah, like going through that, you know, losing a husband, losing a father, and on top of that, having to worry about the legal side of things, the finances. You know, I just can't imagine the headspace like you have to be in. Yeah. And so much so to the point where actually I'm not only permitted to share this story, but my client wants me to spread the word. She's okay, just so that she knows that her story, right, helps someone else to not go through this. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times when we do up recommendations, people will ask, really man, we'll claim until 2 million man? I think it's hard to tell them that, you know, there are cases like that, and some people will feel that I probably don't need this. So I mean, hearing this story made me feel that our job as an advisor is important. Yeah. Right? It's not just to sell policies. It's really understanding what they have and making the best, most informed decision for their need.
And I feel like, in fact, you know, just now when you're talking about stigma and all those, right? Like, I feel like it's only natural for people to want to avoid these topics.
Yeah.
You know, it's difficult topics to talk about. Money is difficult to talk about. It's sickness, illness, death. Like, who wants to talk about these things? These are difficult conversations. But all the more, I feel like, that's why I have this theory, like being in FA, right? It should mean that we are masters of these difficult conversations. We should have the highest EQ compared to all other occupations. Because who else is going to have this type of difficult but necessary conversations with them? And to have them with this type of flair, you know, tastefully, not stepping on toes, because you can very easily step on toes, you know. Yeah, it's the nobility of our job, I feel.
Thanks for sharing that story, Jovan. I mean, for advisors out there that are struggling with this stigma, struggling with whether they should be in this career or they are already in and they are stuck, what would be one word of advice you have for them?
I will speak for your future self, which is it will all work out in the end. Yeah. I think having that tenacity to keep pushing through these struggles. Like on days when you wake up and feel like, I can't do this, or like I feel like this is so difficult, right? Like I just want to speak from your future self and tell them that you just need to keep going, one step at a time. Yeah, it will all work out. Yeah.
I think in summary, the key point that I took away from this very short conversation is going back to what you mentioned earlier on, which is the victor and the victim mindset, right? In your current position, is either you feel that you let this stigma overcome you, that means, oh yeah, this industry is very tough. Then that will be a victim mindset. Because I ask myself, despite the industry being a tough one, right? There's stigma, there's all these challenges. Why are there still people who are doing extremely well? And why are there people who leave in 3 months? Then I realized that it goes back to them as a person, their character, their values, their beliefs, which I think Jovan has shared with us how he approached the different phases of his life. And thank you for coming to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and stay tuned for more speakers. I'm sure you'll find more value from their stories, and in the midst of that, probably some golden nuggets. Thank you, and see you in the next episode.